They go for Psychic, then we got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. What's YouTube? It's your boy Jay. We are here with WPF Week 8. I do believe Week 8. Almost done. Almost done. We're going against Obo and his, I can't remember the team name. I apologize. Obo. I really apologize. But we see Walking Wake here, Torkoal. He does bring the pesky, whatchamacallit. So we have Walking Wake, Torkoal. He did bring Cleavor, surprisingly. I didn't think it was going to be a bring, but he did bring it. No Quagsire, which is cool. What's this mon called? Not Lilligant. I think I said Serena. I meant Lilligant. I meant Lilligant, but part of me feels like I said Serena for whatever reason. We're gonna go Moltres G. We're gonna go Cleavor, and then what else? Slowking G. Okay, so we have this team. The team is in. Cool. So part of me wants to just lead off with Regidrago. Kind of looks good. He doesn't bring Mimikyu, which is kind of crazy. So no Mimikyu either. So that means he probably could be Terra Fairy Moltres, which that makes sense. What would be his lead? Would he lead Lilligant? He could lead Lilligant, but if that happens, then we'll just go out into Salazzle hard and we'll be able to outspeed it as long as it's not Scarf. So that would be fine because we could take one hit. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that because he might lead Torkoal. If he leads G-King, that's not terrible either per se. Because we can set up on that because he might be scared to take an EQ. Doesn't have the best switches to Regidrago, which is great, but he could indeed be Terra Fairy Moltres, which I could definitely see. He leads this thing, just off rip, leads it. Do I want to swap out? I don't think I necessarily do. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Enter turn 1 Dragonets. I assume that this thing has to be Terra Fairy, and that's also why he led it. Like I feel like there's no other way. I feel like there's no other way. There's no way homie wouldn't be Terra Fairy on this. It just makes sense. I mean, it makes sense, right? You know, they didn't bring Mimikyu, and Terra Fairy on Moltres isn't like the worst thing in the world. So we'll see what this one thing wants to do. I opted to go with like a more defensive typing to help with the matchup that I felt was kind of nice, like Terra Water. So we'll see what this thing wants to do. They're gonna opt to Terra here. I assume we see Fairy. If it's not Fairy, I will be pleasantly surprised. I will be happy because then we can fire off a Dragon move. Terra Fairy, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So Terra Fairy's there. Makes sense. So we're going to go ahead and Terra ourselves. If we did have like an offense, if we had Terra like Steel or Poison, it would be great. But, you know, you never know. And Water felt good like defensively. So we're going to be here chilling. I don't know what this thing's moveset is. It could be like a Nasty Plot Agility variant, which would be problematic. They're just gonna opt to go for a Fiery Wrath. We do take that, which is nice. Okay, cool, awesome. So we get a Dragonets off here. Depending on this thing's spread though, I have no idea how much damage we'll do. Moltres, if it's just regularly offensive, that looks to be just standard offensive. It could be max HP potentially, but not really because it has running some speed. So Earthquake, if you are just Terra Dark for the sake of conversation, then you Terra Fairy. We don't two-shot, so maybe what we need to do is go for another one. But then as a 3 KO on their part, so we're gonna go for Earthquake here. Cool, get some damage off on this thing. Not a 2 KO, unfortunately. Would we have been able? Are we able to take another one? It's guaranteed Oko, so we just go for Earthquake here because they could, if they go for an Agility. Is that? I mean, that would be. Oh, actually, would it be bad? Would be a little bit bad. I'm gonna get Berserk here. Do they have Agility list? Survey says it's Rest. Okay, so Resto Chesto. Resto Chesto is the game, so it's Rest. Okay, interesting. There's Resto Chesto, and we're just gonna fire off a nice little Earthquake here, get some chip on it. We're gonna lose our Regidrago, but that's somewhat okay. Resto Chesto is a good set. Didn't think he'd be Rest. I was so terrified of Nasty Plot Agility stuff with like a bulky variant. So Regidrago goes down turn 1, not turn 1. Obviously, took a couple of turns, but felt like a long turn 1. So what we can do here, we can go into Salazzle, and we can threaten with a Sludge Bomb because they might want to save this thing. So I'll go for a sub here, see what they want to do, because I feel like they'd swap out into potential like Glow King or something, right? Because like why not? They could just save this thing. Has a good amount of health on it, but we'll see what he wants to do. We'll see what he wants to do. But we know it's like standard offensive with like Rest. So it's like Rest. Probably triple stabs because Hurricane, Fiery Wrath, and Terra Blast. Terra Steel would have been great right there. So they do a draw perfect. So we're going to get off a Toxic on something, which is great. Fantastic. Nikola Jokic is going to be this thing. Fair enough. So we're going to sub. Very nice. We're gonna be that set. We're gonna be that guy. Just it is what it is. It is what it is. So we're gonna have Black Sludge Recovery come out. We're gonna fire off a Toxic here. They have to know we're gonna fire it off, but they don't have any switching. So because it's corrosion. It's corrosion. At least I hope. That would suck if I didn't make it corrosion. So we're gonna get off a Toxic here, which is great. For a second there, I thought it didn't go off, and I was like, oh no, I didn't make a corrosion. I was gonna cry. It was gonna be a sad day. It was gonna be a sad day. All right. Ooh, excuse me. So they're gonna throw off a Psychic here. Perfectly fine. We're gonna get some Black Sludge Recovery here, and then we're gonna protect for an extra turn of Toxic, and then we could sub again if we really want to. So that's cool. Sucks that we lost Reggie Drago because that is our boy. Boy has been doing in work overtime, but alas, turn 1 was not the wave. So a little bit chip. Go for protect. I could sub again, but oh, I hear the squeaky noise on my water bottle. I think you guys hear that every time because I want them editing and it goes, and I'm like, ugh. So I'm gonna keep the cap off, just hopefully I don't knock it over and, you know, short circuit anything. So that's the plan. That's the plan, because twisting it on and off with how frequently I drink water, it's not the play. It's not the play. So he could definitely switch out here. He could definitely switch out. If that's the case, I think we can switch out accordingly. Just really sucks that we didn't do the 1-for-1 trade for Molt for thing, but it was a really good bring on his part for having rest. So, you know, it is what it is. So we're gonna protect here. They could go for Chilly Reception. I think that goes to protect. Like it still works out. No, okay, so cool. So they go for Psychic. Very nice. We're not on the losing end of this, sort of, kind of, because like he of course has Regenerator, right? But we can always the Toxic is gonna rack up over time, and we force him out, so we can just sub here now. Don't mean to be that guy, but like Stellazo looked pretty good here. Stellazo looked pretty good here. I also could have went Scream Tail because he's gonna Psychic every time, and then I could Encore him. So like I wouldn't be the worst thing. Oh baby, let's go. Steven Adams comes out, so we're gonna Toxic the whole gang. We're going to Toxic the whole gang. Actually, we can see if we outspeed this thing. Yeah, that's the 2 KO. So if this thing is not Scarf, we should be fine. They do connect the Stone Axe. They do reveal to be Scarf. Okay, cool. Cool. So they are Scarf, but we're gonna get chip on this thing, which is great. Rocks are up, so that's unfortunate because Salazzle has to be careful about how many times we can switch in and switch out. So we're gonna Flamethrower here to a KO. Do we get a burn? No burn. We're gonna protect here just because smartest thing to do to get HP back 100%. So protect. Perfect. Oh man, it's so unfortunate about the turn 1, man. That sucks. But we're gonna go make note. Cleavor is indeed Choice Scarf. This Moltres was Chesto Berry, and we know it's probably like Rest Triple Stab. So they could swap out here, predicting me to swap out and to go out into Great Tusk, but I don't need to yet because I can just protect to see what they want to do. They go for another Stone Axe, and so be it. They already have Rocks up, so my fear is, oh, they withdraw here. Okay, cool. So this thing is coming out. Does Berserk work once a game? How much do we do to Molt? 28 to 33. So you have to swap out here. I think we have to go OG Puff. We might outspeed this thing depending on what there's speed creeping, but let's see. Let's see. We should be able to take this any hit that they throw off here. Then go for Fiery Wrath. It sucks because I don't want to take damage on this thing because it's kind of necessary. A lot for whatchamacallit. I'm gonna Baton Pass here. We also don't know what. Did I miss Black Sludge on Slowking G? Did I? I hope I didn't. Then we'll draw here. Cool. So we're gonna be able to get that play correct. Going to Great Tusk here. I don't know. This thing could be Shuka. I don't think we saw Black Sludge. So we're gonna Baton Pass here. Get up out. I think we can go for Samurai now. Actually, we're gonna break our Sash, but so be it. I don't think there's gonna be a time where we can safely like spin at this point. Like ideally on this situation, I'd love to go for a thing, and then they had come into Lilligant to take the hit. They either go Torkoal or they go Lilligant predicting, because like my Sash is broken now, unfortunately. If they go Lilligant, I kind of want to make the read and go for an Aerial Ace here, because I feel like they either go Lilligant or they go whatchamacallit. I really want to go for, because they could go Lilligant here. They definitely could. I'm gonna go for Aerial Ace because I don't think they stay in. I really don't think they stay in. They could go Lilligant on my Ceaseless Edge, and then like Lilligant could like safely like do stuff, and that would be very like annoying for me. So I'm gonna try to make an aggressive read here because I feel like it's a decent type of read, because they could either go Torkoal or they go Lilligant. If they go Lilligant, that's huge for us. If they go into Torkoal, then so be it. Jordan Poole, is that going to be Lilligant? Dude, yes, yes. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Huge start out the way. Huge start out the way. Let's go, baby. Let's go. That's what we like to do. That's what we like to see. You love to see the reads come through. Oh, baby. That's huge. That is so huge because that's a huge threat up out the way. Oh my gosh, that is big. Very, very big. Oh my gosh. That is big. Oh baby. Okay, so Lilligant's up out of there. Steven Adams comes out. It's gonna be this thing. Okay, fair enough. We're gonna get up out of here. We're gonna go into Tusk. They could safely U-turn, right? Literally, that's their only play to do. And if they do choose to do that, they probably go into Molt. And can we KO Molt is the question. We should be able to KO Molt from this range. From the range that it's at, we should be able to. There's the U-turn. I assume it's Molt, right? I assume it's Molt. I assume they go Molt here, or they could go into Glow King and bait something. But yo, whew, we made the read, and it wasn't Sash Lilligant. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bobon comes out. That's gonna be this thing. So it has to be Sugar Berry. Oh, it's not. That's this thing. We're gonna go for a headlong rush here. Bop this thing, because we are Scarf. This thing should just drop. We will bop this thing 100%. And we outspeed, because we know it's not Scarf. It should just drop. This 67 to 79, that is definitely in range. Headlong rush comes out. This thing should just die. Beautiful. Love to see it. Molt is gone. Molt is gone. Molt is gone. Perfect. All right, cool. Big Molt up out the way. Perfect. Perfect. It's perfect. It's looking good, baby. We're looking good. We're looking juicy. Looking spicy. Because they can't go Cleavor because it would die. So it has to be, they could go Walking Wake because it could live one. Or they go Slow King because it has like a Sugar Berry or something. Either way, I'm perfectly fine. I think what I do is I probably go Samu on the Slow King. They haven't revealed anything aside from Sludge Bomb. I mean, no Psychic, because they're not Chilly Reception, I don't think. So they do go this thing. This thing has to be Sugar Berry. Like, it has to be. There's no way you go that on this thing. So I'm not going to take the bait unless they're like bluffing. And that's a hell of a bluff. I tell you what, that's a hell of a bluff because they just drop. Pretty sure they just drop even if they are max defense. But it has to be Sugar Berry. I feel like it has to be Sugar. Like, there's no way you go into this at all without even like, you know, I have to respect it. I can't like be like, oh, it's not Sugar Berry, because like Great Tusk can quite literally win the game a little bit. So they're gonna go, if they go for Psychic, then we got them. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. We got them. They have to be like Sugar Berry. There's no way. I'm 100%. Like, I'm locking it in. I'm locking in my answer is Sugar Berry. We're gonna go for a C6 Edge here because that is what we do. Because they have no resist. Cleaver will die. Slow King will die. Well, Slow King won't die. But we'll get off big damage on something. If Torkoal comes out, that's kind of fine. KCP, I feel like that's Torkoal. Yeah, it's Torkoal. Cool. So we're gonna go for a C6 Edge here, and we can Hydro Pump because in the sun we still 2 shot. C6 Edge come out. We do get up a layer of spikes, which is very nice. Perfect. So Slow King's gonna get spikes plus poison. We go for a Hydro Pump here. This still does a lot of damage. It does way more damage than our physical moves, that's for sure, even in sun. So that is fine. If they go into Walking Wake on the incoming turn, that's a little bit risky for them because I could just keep firing off C6 Edges till I die. Maybe I should have just done that instead of trying to get damage on this thing, honestly. Maybe would have been the better play. Maybe. Could have been, maybe. We're gonna Hydro Pump here. It's not gonna take it out. Cool. They can go for whatever. They can go for a Yawn. Okay. Fair enough. Because if I kill this thing and fall asleep, that's not the best scenario for me. Dang, Yawn puts me in a bit of a predicament. Because then Walking Wake can come, well, Walking Wake can come in. It can't set up or anything. Unless it's like sub DD. Sub in general will kind of be a little bit annoying. But honestly, it's not the worst thing to fall asleep here. I'm gonna just go for a C6 Edge. Get an extra layer of Spike. I don't really see a need to swap out here. I think we're fine. Famous last words, I think we're fine. But I really don't see any downsides to just going for a Spike. Of course we fall asleep, but it's literally not the worst thing in the world. Torkoal looks a little bit dry. Homie needs some lotion. Homie's neck is cracked beyond belief. Look at that. I mean, of course he's a reptile, but you know. Oh, so he does withdraw. Perfect. Okay, we get big damage on something. Big damage off on something. Cody Zeller is going to be the Walking Wake. He's gonna take Spike's chip, which is great, and we're gonna be able to fire off a very strong. Are you speed or you're speed? Okay, cool, nice. So you probably like specs then. Sees his edge come off. Boom, bada bing. Big old damage. Crit. Probably gonna matter. I mean, it does matter, but at the same time, it's in range of whatever I need it to be in range of. We should be fine. We're just gonna go for Sees Edge again. They have to attack us here. And that's what was my thought process was, because like we fall asleep, like they have to attack us anyways. Like, I don't know. But then we go out into a free turn on Puff instead of switching out and having to take a hit. So that is my thought process. But we know this thing is speed boosted. And Hydro Steam comes off. Oh, does so much damage. So much damage. We're fast asleep, unfortunately. And we don't have Slugger Punch or anything, so it is what it is. It is what it is. We're going for Season's Edge. This thing is honestly dead upon re-entry, so that's great. So they're not going to switch out here because 2 layers of spike should be able to KO the this thing. So crit. There's nowhere near as important as the one that we got, but it's what it is. All right, so, oh, and they're not heat rock. Photosynthesis is gonna wear off too. Okay, so what do I want to do here? Because I can go into Puff. They have 4 Mons left. Not really, because Torkoal's about dead. Walking Wake is about dead. I can go Great Tusk here and go for a close combat. I could go for a whatchamacallit here. Maybe I should have saved this thing for the Slowking, but it is what it is. They have to stay in though. And it's at very low health. Wait, let me swap into Pumbaa because I think that's our only play here. We could spin. Nah, I'm just gonna head long rush. Yeah, we just head long rush here. We should outspeed this thing. Unless I've been debated and he's like Scarf Photosynthesis. That would be terrifying. But we should outspeed this thing. I mean, he can't switch in. He can't come back upon re-entry. Maybe I should have went Puff just to be safe. Now I'm like, he's thinking and I'm like scared. Oh, God. Oh, please. Bro. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Surely had to be like Specs damage, right? Should have calculated on Samu. Hydro Steam and Sun. Oh yeah, it does. It has to be Specs. It has to be Specs. All right, he withdraws, but he's gonna die. What comes in here? KCP. So this thing is gonna come. So he's gonna do the good old switcheroo. He is definitely boots. My Photosynthesis is gonna proc. My attack's gonna be boosted on another level. Headlong Rush comes out. Boom, bada bang. So that was a good play on his part. So cool. So we just have to do some Sun shenanigans. So this thing's gonna come out. Oh, it lives. Hey yo, it lives. That's crazy. I thought it was gonna be dead for sure. I thought it was gonna be dead for sure. Oh my gosh, homie lived on literally. That's like gotta be like 1 HP. It's gotta be 1 HP. All right, so looking at his team, I think I sacked Salazzle here because Salazzle's not really needed anymore. Because Kleavor is Scarf, and then this thing is super fast. I think we sacked Salazzle because Pumbaa can win the game because we outspeed Scarf Kleavor because Kleavor is base 85 and we are base 87 and we are max speed just for, you know, whatever. Didn't really need to check if I needed to that extra EV or whatever, but we should just go down here to a Hydro Steam. Salazzle did do some poison things on Glow King, so that's cool. But we're gonna get up out of here and go out into Puff because we don't need to take a hit on Puff. OG Puff, now this time for sure, homie has to hit us. He has to hit us. We're gonna get our Photosynthesis procced as well, so our Spadef is extra thick. We're gonna go ahead and go for a Dazzling Wazzling Gleam because they have to attack us. They are locked into Hydro Steam as well. Does so much damage. Choice Specs, man. That's why I didn't want to switch hard into it. Shout out to Samurats for getting up 2-layer spikes though. They could go Kleavor here or Glow King. Either one makes sense. I think Glow King actually doesn't make the most sense. I assume going out into Kleavor makes the most sense. And U-turning potentially. Or just killing this thing and then I revenge with Tusk. And then they go on to whatchamacallit. But either way, I'm pretty sure we're fine because either Cloyster or Tusk wins it out here. So we should be Gucci. We should be Gucci. Steven now is going to come out because they have these 2 Mons left. Yeah, this thing comes out. I'm going to take Spike's chip, which is great. Yeah, 2 Mons left. Right. So we're going to go ahead and go for a Dazzling Gleam here. We know this thing is Scarf. I assume we like see U-turn or X's or one of the two. What would be annoying? Actually, not. It doesn't. What would be annoying if he does U-turn? That's probably his best play. Yeah, but we die here. So I feel like he's Shook-a-Berry, and that is indeed the problem. I really feel like homie is Shook-a-Berry. I'm gonna take Layers of Spike. I think I have to go for... I just don't know what this thing is. Because if it is Shook-a-Berry, but it's not defensive, like we could... I'm pretty sure we could take it out. We know it's not Boots either. It has to be Shuka. It has to be. Like, it has to be, bro. Like, I'm terrified that it's Shuka. That's the only thing. But I have no confirmation of that. We're gonna go for Icicle Spear. Try to get off as much damage as possible on this thing. Then we can go Tusk. We had Long Rush. And this is literally gonna come down to whether this thing is Shuka or not. So we're gonna Icicle Spear. Should do quite a bit. Close it 45 to 50, 60 something. Is that 5 hits? 5 hits, okay. I think we died to any 1 hit. They go for Trick Room. Oh no. Actually, that might not be bad. That actually might not be bad. Unless they have Slack Off. If they have Slack Off, that's super bad. We'll go for Ice Shard here. Doesn't KO. That's okay, cool. So that's fine with this game. That's game. Perfect, because it's gonna die to poison. Salazzle gets a kill. Let's get it, baby. So this thing will die to poison. So maybe it was like weakness policy or something. I don't know. He could have been Shuka. That's what I was scared of. If he wasn't Shuka the whole time, then it was just in my head, but I had no confirmation. I guess I should have just went for it and clicked it. But either way, it's gonna be game here because Kleavor cannot kill us. Kleavor most definitely cannot kill us. Even inside of Trick Room. And I don't think it's gonna die to a Spike, but it will die to Tusk for sure. For sure. Does it die? I'm pretty sure he didn't die. Yeah, it's on a sliver. We go for a nice little CC here. Doesn't really matter which one, but we're gonna go for close combat. And that should be game. Kozan comes off. We should be able to eat this, no problem. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Tusk eating it up, baby. Eating it up. And then Tusk gonna get the final KO of the game. GG's the Oboe. That was a good game. Trick Room Glow King, man. Almost. If we didn't have Ice Shard, it kind of would have looked a little nasty. It would have looked a little nasty. Plus, if we didn't get the poison, so. Oh, baby. So Salazzle coming through in the clutch moments. You love to see a nice little 1-0 dub. It was a very close game, but very good game. I think we played pretty well there. It looked a little dicey because if they're not Sugar on Glow King, I have to ask him because maybe it was just all in my head, but he threw it out there, especially against the Great Tusk, and I feel like maybe he just had big cojones and it was a good bluff. But GG's, like I said to my opponent. If you guys like this video, make sure to thumbs up down below. And if you're new, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell down below as the camera goes out. But without further ado, here we are. I'm gonna get about your head and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.